The Appalachian Mountains stretch across 13 US states, winding like a spine of ancient mystery. Their peaks and valleys have seen generations live, vanish, and become legend. This isn't just a mountain range, it's a place where stories hide in the fog, where some disappear and are never heard from again. On June 14, 1969, one of the most haunting chapters in Appalachian history began in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, straddling the border of Tennessee and North Carolina. The Martin family, George, William, Clyde, and 6-year-old Dennis, were on their annual Father's Day camping trip. They were experienced hikers, familiar with the outdoors. Their plan was simple: hike to Spence Field, set up camp, and spend time together. It was a peaceful afternoon. The air was crisp, the trail alive with the sounds of early summer. At the clearing of Spence Field, the Martins crossed paths with another family, the Key family. The boys quickly bonded. As the adults chatted, the children came up with a playful plan. They'd sneak up on the parents and jump out to scare them. Dennis, wearing a bright red shirt and green shorts, was smaller than the others, so he went in a different direction to avoid being seen. He disappeared behind a bush and was never seen again. At first, they thought he was hiding, waiting for the right moment. But minutes passed, then more. His father, George, immediately sprang into action. He ran nearly 2 miles down the Appalachian Trail, shouting Dennis's name, hoping to catch him if he'd wandered. But there was no sign. His tracks didn't appear on the trail. No calls echoed back, no rustling in the bushes, just silence. Panic set in. Park rangers were alerted. By nightfall, a small search team had formed, but the terrain was steep, thick with underbrush, and night was falling fast. The next morning, the search expanded dramatically. Rangers, volunteers, Boy Scouts, and eventually the US Army's Green Berets joined in. Helicopters scanned the area from above. Bloodhounds were brought in to pick up his scent. But every path led nowhere. Dennis had vanished without a trace. In the following days, the search grew to include over 1,400 people, covering miles of rugged land. Despite the massive effort, no clothing, no belongings, not even a footprint could be found. To this day, it's one of the most extensive and baffling searches in National Park Service history. But just as hope began to dim, a new piece of information emerged, and it changed everything. While the official search yielded nothing, a report came in from Harold Key, the father of the other family at Spencefield that day. Hours after Dennis disappeared, the Key family had hiked several miles away near Rowan's Creek, a rugged area difficult to access. There, they heard a chilling scream, not an animal, followed by something moving rapidly through the woods. Moments later, they spotted a strange man, dirty, disheveled, and trying to stay out of sight. Mr. Key recalled that the man was carrying something over his shoulder, something that looked limp. The FBI got involved, but strangely, the tip wasn't aggressively followed up. Officials claimed the sighting occurred too far from where Dennis vanished, but many believe otherwise. Even more unsettling were the decisions made during the investigation. The search was scaled back quickly. The FBI withdrew, and the military presence, specifically the Green Berets, remained eerily secretive. To this day, no official record explains what their mission truly involved. George Martin, Dennis's father, was never convinced by the official narrative. He believed Dennis had been abducted, possibly by someone living in isolation deep in the Appalachian wilderness. And here's where the rumors begin. Locals had long whispered about so-called wild men in the Smokies, people who had removed themselves from society, surviving off the land. Some hikers claimed they were being watched from the ridgelines. Others spoke of strange noises in the night, unexplainable howls, shadowy figures vanishing between trees. In the years that followed, more theories emerged. Was Dennis taken by a drifter? Did he fall into a crevice or an old moonshiner's pit? Or was he, like others rumoured to be before him, taken by something that lives in the forest? The Martin family never gave up hope. For years they returned to the park, placing flyers and speaking to anyone who might listen. But Dennis was never found. No bones, no clothing, no answers. Over 5 decades later, Spence Field remains unchanged, breathtaking, vast and unnervingly quiet. And somewhere in those woods, a truth lingers, hidden, waiting. This was only the first of many unexplained tales from the Appalachian Mountains, and there are more to come. Tell us what you think happened that day in the comments, and subscribe for more true stories that echo through time